Hey guys, I'm Belinda and welcome to my channel, Oh Wow, Overcomers with Our Word. Guys, I wanted to talk to you today about manifesting. We hear a lot of people talking about manifesting, but many seem confused about what it is or how to do it. Let me first say this. We are always manifesting. The problem is a lot of us aren't focused on the fact that we're always manifesting. Some of the things we do are so simple and come very natural to us. And then there are those things we desire. And then we get caught up in our headspace and we start worrying about how they're going to happen or if it can happen at all. Let me tell you this. If you can manifest on a small scale the things you want, it is the same energy to take that you can manifest the bigger things you want. I got a little tongue twisted there, so let me say it again. If you can manifest on a small scale the things you want, it will take the same energy you're using on a small scale to manifest for the bigger things you want. So what is manifesting? Manifesting is simply doing what you can do until what you desire meets you. Let's take, for example, you're sitting at home and you say, I want to go to the mall, or I want to go out to eat, or even I want to go to Cancun. All it took was a thought, and then you put action behind the thought. You actually went to the mall, you actually went out to eat, or you called your travel agent and you began making preparations to get to Cancun. You had the thought, you put the action behind the thought. That is all that manifesting is. Everything starts with a thought, knowing that everything that we see is governed by what we don't see. And those are our thoughts and the words we put behind the thoughts, and then the action follows. So today, guys, I want to share 3 ways or 3 techniques to help you focus on how to manifest and actually draw to you the things you're desiring in your life. The first one is thought, action, release. I'll say that again. Thought, action, release. We have a thought, we put action behind it, and then we release. And when I say release, what do I mean? I mean release your expectation of how you think that thing is going to make its way to you. It's easy to say, I want to get ice cream and go get it, but I'm actually talking about those bigger things that we want. A home, a successful business venture, or a mate that you've been desiring. You have a thought of it, you put your words behind it, or you may even begin to put action out there and start searching. But how do you know when you found that home, your job, your mate? I want to suggest to you today that it is a combination of active living and drawing to you, not necessarily seeking and finding. And let me explain that. You could be going for a job interview. And on that job interview, your focus is actually getting the job. But on the job interview, you could actually meet someone that strikes your interest. You went for one thing, but you were provided something else that you desired. Or you could be actually house hunting. And with your realtor, you're having just basic conversation as you're looking at houses. And your realtor could be sharing some other information about a company that's possibly moving to town. And or you could overhear a conversation that's related to a business that you're interested in that gives you another avenue of seeking for job opportunities, but you actually went out looking for a home. The point is for us to not be rigid in our thinking, believing that it has to happen in the usual conventional way. Put your expectations out into the universe. Set your energies high, but then allow life as you're living to meet you in some very unexpected ways. But I will tell you this, the reason why a lot of the things we desire are never materialized is because we lose focus and we doubt. And why does doubt creep in? Well, because we went out for something and it didn't happen, maybe the first, the second, or the third time. And each time that we don't get what we expect, we feel rejected. And when we begin to get rejected, if we don't manage that, we begin to lose focus, we begin to doubt, and then we begin to say, this is not working for me. Instead of thinking that it's not working for you, maybe you need to focus on the fact that those were probably not the opportunities for you. Maybe that was not the best position for you that would have made the best use of your gifts and talents. And if the contract fell through on that house, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not the time to buy. Maybe that wasn't the optimal location for you or the neighborhood that would best suit your needs or your family. There are so many other factors at play in the universe. And what we need to do is keep our energy and our vibration high, aligned with what it is that we want. So again, we put the thought there of the things that we're desiring and we want. We put action to it, meaning you actually go out and start looking for those things, but not necessarily looking and blocking out the fact that you're living and allowing things to actually meet you on the path that you're on. The universe is always aligning itself with the energy that we are putting out. The second way to manifest is a vision board. People communicate in different ways. Some people are action first oriented, and I can speak personally to that because I'm an Aries. And as an Aries, I am guilty of that. We jump first and then look afterwards. We just go for what we want, and then whatever consequences of it, we accept it because we're very action oriented. And that's not always the best way to be, but that's who I am, and I know who I am. And I'll actually give you, but in another video, of how I actually manifested getting an apartment in New York. I moved to New York on a whim. And if anybody has ever lived in New York, that's the last thing you do is just picking up, moving there on a whim. But that will be a conversation for another video. But in any event, vision boards. There are those who are just action first. We do and then think later. And then there are those of us who need to kind of like plan some things out. We need something visual to see. So for those who are vision oriented, I will say the things that you're desiring for your life, a new car, a family, a career, a mate, to travel more, a new business venture, whatever those things are, begin to cut out words, phrases, pictures, and then create your board, tacking those items to it. And then place that vision board in some place sacred or special to you. If you have a place that is set aside where you do your prayers and meditations, maybe have it there. If someone who wanted to be a little bit more private in your office space or on the inside of your closet, where every time you open it, you do what? You connect with the vision that you have for your life. So that whenever you're doing that, now you begin to see it. And every time you see your vision board, it does what? It inspires you. But then the second thing to do is to give thanks for it. Continually give thanks for those things, knowing that your thoughts will now be constantly aligned with what you see. And then what you can do those things, allowing those things to help make their way to you with the effort and energy you're putting out to achieve those things. The third way of manifesting is written prayers and affirmations. And when I speak in terms of prayers, I'm thinking about things that are totally outside of our control. Let's say a sick loved one or a legal battle. Any situation where there is a third party or multiple parties that will have some influence on a particular situation. I would say at this point, guys, write down the outcome you want to see for those situations. That's your thought. And now your written word, aligning with the thought, and then you do what? Again, release it. You allow spirit, universe, life to work with you and work for you, knowing that life is always working for our best and highest good. And then we keep our vibrations raised and trust that all will work out for our best and highest good. So guys, those are just 3 ways to utilize, to manifest the things you desire for your life. You can do one or a combination of all 3 of these, depending on what the situation is. So again, it is thought, action, and release. That's the first way. The second way is through use of a vision board. And the third is through our written prayers and affirmations. The last 2 I would recommend more because many of us are more visually, inclined. We want to see something written down. And That's easier, actually, because now when you see it, you have an idea of when you did it. You can date check it of when you put that prayer there or when you put that vision board together. And then you can check it off as those things materialize and make their way to you. And it also encourages you because then you see what? It works. So guys, be encouraged. Remember that we are always manifesting. The thing is, we have to be more cognizant, more conscious of the thoughts we're creating because thoughts are things. And we have to give more intention to the words we are speaking. We overcome, guys, with our own words. So until the next time, guys, live well, be well. Take care.